Just wanted to go back to what we started with, which is this kind of Q1 24, you're talking about recession. What does that look like globally? What's going to start to happen? And then talk to me about the CBDCs and the UBI, and then I'm going to be asking you about artificial intelligence after that.
Yeah, so right now, the underlying economy is a disaster. I have a friend who runs a moving company on Maui, and he's seeing it in his numbers. I have a friend who works for a title and escrow company on Maui. Their numbers are disaster. They're closing offices. So the real underlying economy, trucking companies are going bankrupt. So in the real world, it's already happening, but the mainstream media is not talking about it. But so people are seeing it. It's going on. The financial markets are kind of still holding in there. The stock market peaked in 2022, January 2022. It went down into October, and then it's had what we call a bear market rally, and it's coming close to an end because at some point the reality of the earnings of these companies is going to come to the forefront, because what we've had the last 6 months in this rally is multiple expansion, and really the breadth on the stock market is so bad. It's been 6 stocks. And in the last month, the top 6 stocks are up something like 26%. The S&P, I think, is flat, and the average stock equal market cap weighted is down 2%. And year to date, it's the same picture. The top 6 up 65%, the S&P up 8%, and the average stock down 1.4%. So on Wall Street, we call that breadth. The breadth is horrendous, and it's a mirage. So, the news media looks at the indices, and so the indices aren't reflecting what we know is coming, and it will. And when it does, the longer this doesn't correct, the more crashy it becomes at some point. So the faster the stock markets will go down. So I think we're going to see that starting either imminently or in the fall. Depends on what goes on. I think this budget deal is a sell the news event. And I think what people don't understand is that the Treasury hasn't been issuing bonds. They've been drawing down on the Treasury general account. And so that's actually stimulative to the stock markets. It provides liquidity to the market. Once they start reissuing bonds, that will drain liquidity, and we'll see a problem in the prices of stocks. That's when people will start to pay attention. The real world is already a disaster. And so we think it's bad now. Most people that run businesses know this. The general person does not. But as we move through the next 6 months, it'll become apparent to people that something has gone off the rails. And I think the uncapped budget deal, again, in my humble opinion, was done so that the government can have firepower, dry powder and firepower to spend into a deep recession, deficit spending, which is what they usually do in a recession. And tax receipts will be way down. So that's why this deal, I think, was structured this way, because it's kind of a tell. They know what's coming, and it's going to be bad, but it's not the end of the world. And I think there's always opportunity. And if you've been listening to myself and others, we've been saying, hey, have some cash in your portfolios, sidestep the storm, and buy like Warren Buffett's going to buy at the bottom. I mean, that's how pros do it. They don't wait for the media to tell them what to do. They act. Then the media, when they tells you what to do, it's already all priced in. By the time they say that the world's ending sometime in the fall, and it won't be, that's when you buy. But when the news flow is the worst, that's when it's going to probably be a good time to at least make some long-term investments. But I think they're going to use this financial crisis as an opportunity to start to float the idea of the central bank digital currency as a solution. I think they're going to dangle UBI, universal basic income, as a goodie, and they're going to try to tie it all to the CBDC. So if you do take the UBI, you probably have to have the CBDC, and I think that ultimately is what we're going to see starting in Q1 of 2024.
So the government comes out with a UBI. It doesn't have to be large. It could even be like, a few grand a year or maybe more, but you got to take it via the CBDC. So it starts the process.
Yeah, I think we're going to start to see those types of ideas floated. Whether they get implemented or not is up to us to spread the word that this is, if I'm right and and I say what they're going to do, and then they start doing what I said they were going to do, and enough people are awake to it, we can thwart it. Knowledge is key.
Now, Governor DeSantis tried to ban CBDCs in Florida. Is that possible?
I don't know the specifics of the law, but what I do like is central bank digital currency was not on anybody's radar screen for the most part, but now we have politicians talking about it. Governor DeSantis, we have Ted Cruz talking about it, Senator Ted Cruz, and Bobby's come out against it as well. So the good news is it's getting into the conversation of the national conversation, which it needs to be, because most people, unfortunately, are financially ignorant when it comes to how the system really works. And that's by design. I mean, the system, I mean, I know people on Wall Street who still don't understand that it's a debt-based fiat system and that money printing is actually debt creation. There's still professionals that don't know that.
Yeah, no, I know. And they don't, I know. They don't teach that at economics at MIT and on Wall Street, like you said. They usually teach you when you get there how it's supposed to work, but not much of the whys of what's going on there. You never actually ask a lot of questions on Wall Street, do you? You got there as a junior, you're told this is how it works. And you're like, okay. And then when the next junior comes in, you tell him how it works. And it kind of gets propagated, right?
Well, and people are siloed on Wall Street. So like, when you're in college or business school, you interview either investment banking, equity research, or sales and trading. And so you go into your little silo and you kind of don't see the big picture. That's why the people who really killed it in the great financial crisis were people who could look across silos. I talked to one guy who was working at Lehman, and he started looking around at the other silos, and he said, this is going to blow up. And he left Lehman to go to a hedge fund, and he profited from the disaster he saw forming in his own bank. That was a smart play. Not many people saw it because you had to be kind of a thinker that wanted to know why. And most people don't want to know why. They just do because they're going to make a lot of money.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.